Now that I officially have both Slades and Flaneurz, I thought I would make a video explaining what I like about each of them. These are my Slades, so these are the shoes that are designed by the company and they ship them out, and they only come in this style of shoe. So the Flaneurz have a wide range of shoes that you can pick from, but these ones are a lot more expensive. In terms of the locking mechanism, I was actually surprised because I feel like the Slades lock in a lot easier. You're supposed to click them in with your full body weight, which is why I'm having troubles doing it with the Flaneurz. But with the Slades, I feel like they click in super easily. Like, I was just able to do it with my hands. I feel like that's very simple compared to the Flaneurz. I straight up cannot click the Flaneurz in unless I have my foot in the shoe. They're also easier to click off. However, I'm not a major fan of the key that comes with the Slades. This is the key that came with my Flaneurz. As you see, it's on this little keychain, so I can just keep it on like a belt loop or something like that. Whereas the Slades key just looks like this. The shape of this little triangle at the end isn't necessarily the best for my hand personally. It works fine, it does its job, but if you are planning to commute with these or use them long term, I would recommend just adding one of these to your cart when you're checking out. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just two metal sticks. So as for the comfort of the shoes themselves, I am really enjoying the Slade shoe. I think because it was specifically designed to be a roller skate, there's a lot that it has going for it. So it has those slightly thicker sides on it, which gives you more ankle support, whereas my Pumas, these were just made to be cute street shoes, so there is literally zero ankle support whatsoever. And then in addition, I like the way that this sort of hugs my foot as I'm roller skating. That could just be due to the fit of the shoe itself, but this one I feel a little bit less secure in. When you're roller skating, you can really feel the difference in how secure this one is on your foot. Another thing, this is a very small detail that I've noticed with these, but I hear a lot less clicking when I walk with these. So sometimes when I'm walking with my Flaneurz, I can hear the clicking on the floor as I'm walking, if it's like a linoleum or concrete or something like that. But I have not heard that at all with the Slades. I'm really enjoying how these work as normal shoes. For both shoes, because they have to have the hard sole on the bottom, you're gonna have a lot less flexibility when it comes to actually walking. I would recommend putting in an insert just to make them more comfortable throughout your day. According to the Flaneurz website, these wheels were specifically designed for street skating. I think this is a pretty solid wheel. I believe 78A. The only reason why I swapped them out is because I didn't like how thin they were. I felt a little bit unstable as I was going through the streets, why I switched to these guys, which are a lot thicker. The Slades wheels are not good. I love this company and I love the skates, but the stock wheels that come with the Slades are really not good at all. I don't know what kind of material they are. I think they're 80A hardness. They feel like really slippery and squeaky when you're skating. So if you do get Slades, one of the first upgrades I would recommend is the wheels. Now on that note, the bearings that come with these skates are just not very good overall, regardless of whether you get the Flaneurz or the Slades. They use the same bearings for either one, which is why I would recommend just swapping them out as soon as you get your skates. Let's talk about the toe stops. So this is the toe stop that comes with these Slades. I don't love the toe stops that come with the Slades. They're pretty generic, cheap toe stops. They make a weird noise when you're stopping. They're fine for learning. They're not the worst, but not the best either. I actually put the Flaneurz toe stop on my boardwalks. These are honestly pretty good. I like them. I don't love them just because they're really big. Them being really big means they stop really well, but they're also so thick. They were too big for me. Toe stops for either one you can use as is. I would recommend swapping them for the Slades just because they're not super great. Trucks. The trucks on the Flaneurz I have had no problems with. I think they're pretty good. I don't actually know a whole lot about trucks, to be honest, so I think if I don't notice something, I'm sure it's fine. The Slades trucks, they're not as good. I think they have some issues with responsiveness. I'm planning on getting new cushions to just see if that improves anything. The Slades trucks are just slightly less responsive. Because I've been skating on the Flaneurz so long, it's something that I noticed. Last but not least, which one would I recommend that you get? I think the quality of the skating parts themselves are better on the Flaneurz. However, the price point is pretty steep. They run around $600, I think, whereas these Slades are about half that price at around $300. I think Slades are more accessible. I think they click on and off very easily and they're great for commuting. The only downside is you'd have to replace the wheels and the bearings in order to really use them to their full potential. Whereas the Flaneurz come pretty good with these stock parts, except for the bearings. You'd still have to replace the bearings. But the Flaneurz shoes aren't necessarily designed for roller skating as much as the Slades are, and they're a little bit more difficult to click on and off. I hope you enjoy. I don't know what else to say.